welcome to Filthy Casuals, a podcast about video games, hosted by three very kind and extremely knowledgeable boys. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Tommy Dasilo. With me, as always...
Happy Valentine's Day, filthy animals. Ben Vanel here, wishing you all lots of love and many happy returns out there in cyberspace, out there on the airwaves. This one is for you.
It's a cold one out there, so make sure you got your booties on this Groundhog Day. Just quickly as we start, is that SD card all formatted and recording?
It's got 6 hours of sweet airtime on it.
Hell yeah.
Dead air time once we're done with it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be sure because it's a new SD card.
So you have no faith in Ben
Test.
whatsoever to be able to look at a screen that says format and think that something needs to be done.
What?
Can we format that guy? Seriously. I mean, seriously.
You are crook, Adam.
For Adam, not for Matt. It's for Adam.
Oh, boy.
Oh, brother.
I'll say it again.
So you're sick. You have the thing that Ben had last week or the week before.
Yeah, last week.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to catching that now.
Oh, man, it's been kicking my ass really hard.
Yeah.
It's a brutal illness.
Maybe we should skip the traditional penis sword fighting at the end of every episode this week, just in case, Tommy.
That's how we call it the... what's a STD? Not much. What's STD with you? No, yeah, chlamydia.
Yeah.
It would have to be because penises you don't catch a cold through.
No, that's true. Yeah.
You catch hot because they're hot.
Okay. Okay.
I genuinely have, I think, a fever.
I feel like I have a fever after
Yeah.
this last minute and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like seeing colours. You know when you see colour, like a migraine
I mean,
coming on
like
type
an
of
opposite
thing?
dog?
Yeah. I only see colour. Everything is about colour to me.
You got sent home from work today?
Yeah, I got sent home from work. They said, you're doing too good of a job. You're making
Right.
us all look bad. And I said, listen, shiny lady, swimming in colours. No, I'm all right. I'm just really sick.
That's the most sick sentence a person can say, I believe.
Yeah. I'm going to catch this fucking thing. I can
Nah,
feel it.
keep away. I know. I think I got it the other day when we recorded our other podcast and we were doing the writing all day.
Yeah, probably.
Because that was in my house.
Yes. I was touching everything.
Yeah. And Ben made a point of walking around and licking the walls. And those are mine to lick.
And as Ben Lee
That's how you
famous-
lose your right to the golden ticket. And Charlie,
Oh, yes.
it's Chocolate Factory.
I was drinking all your fizzy lifting drink.
You were drinking all my fizzy lifting drink.
I was going to say before, as Ben Lee said, I'm not very good at music.
What's the Ben Lee song?
Catch My Disease.
Catch My Disease.
Well, I don't think he said that at all. I think it's very heavily implied by what he does, but I don't think it's anything he's like
He's not that self-aware.
come
There's
out
a-
and said, yeah.
There's a photo of Ben Lee holding like a big, I think it's like a neon sign that says creativity.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it says that. Anyway,
How dumb do you feel when you get sick in the summer? It's no good. At least in the winter, you can sort of go, well, okay, this
Yeah.
environment is conducive to rugging up and everything. But
Yeah.
The
when
whole
it's like
world
a
is
30-degree
against
day
me.
and you feel
Yeah.
crook, you feel so stupid.
totally.
You should feel stupid, Adam.
The birds
You
are
don't.
singing. There are animals during summer like bugs that live their entire life and die in just the summer. And I'm squandering that same time.
That's the life for me, baby.
Yeah. Honestly,
Just be a bug that's just
hatch-
alive for January.
You live on the surface of a pond
Yeah.
and then you die.
and then that's it. Come March, I'm out. What do we got news-wise? Big week for Apex.
Yeah,
You guys
yeah.
were just saying. Lots of people getting on board that one.
So we kind of, we dipped in a little bit, Knox, but we weren't overly enamored with it as a game. But
It
a
got
lot
the
of
filthy casual seal of, nah.
the
Yeah.
seal of it's fine, but a lot of other people seem to love it.
I really want to go back in because I wonder if I'd like it more if I gave more time over to it. But I don't have enough time. I'm a mayfly.
You're at work every day.
I'm at work. I've been motionless the last few days because it's such a struggle. But what's not been motionless is Apex Legends' player count. It's been going up and up, baby.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's the game of the summer.
Like your temperature, it's been going up and up.
Yep.
It's the new hotness, is what I heard Will Smith say in 2002. But yeah, it's doing really well. It's free, and it's getting a big push in the streaming community.
Yeah.
And I think that is like a really interesting thing, that big popular streamers getting sick of a game, in this case Fortnite, something new coming along that's similar enough that people will be interested, and them getting to transition over to it, like as a relief for themselves, and then that crowd follows over to it as well because it's free, it's similar, it's it's on everything except for the Switch. So it's really, I don't know, it's really interesting the same way that Fortnite was as a businessy thing, because now EA has a Fortnite type thing.
Yeah, and I guess
well.
people that watch streaming stuff to follow the streamers over, because it's like, especially when it's just come out, so everyone's kind of getting in on the ground floor as well. Like you're watching a streamer kind of get their head around the game as well, which I imagine is pretty satisfying. Maybe if you got onto watching Fortnite and stuff kind of late, it's more like you're more invested if you start watching it from the very beginning of the game being out.
It's really like, I don't know what it is about. I mean, the game is solid. I didn't find it particularly like Moorish at the time, but it's interesting that people are noticing the quality of it versus Fortnite, I guess. I don't know, man. Like,
is Fortnite good?
No.
Like, objectively speaking, is it good?
I think it's a bad game.
Mechanically, it's pretty loose. It's a bit clunky. It's not revolutionary in its design or anything. It's ripped the whole thing from PUBG
All
as well.
of the-
So
I find all the building shit to be irritating.
I think people do like that about it, actually. I think that is a difference between PUBG, where people are like, oh, I can build a fort, I can hide here, I can collect this stuff, it's another level to the gameplay, but
It's the difference for me between finding something, like seeing something and just going, oh, that's whatever, that's not really for me, but I guess that's fine, versus the stuff in Fortnite, like the costumes and the fucking dancing and all that kind of stuff, makes me wish that it didn't exist.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not happy to live and let live. I fuck all of that I can't stand.
You want to live and let die.
Exactly.
It's for 11-year-olds.
Yeah.
Like, that's who Fortnite is for. That's why it's so big, because there's a lot of 11-year-olds in the world.
And I guess those 11-year-olds are now 13.
Yep.
And they're like, I want space combat.
Yes.
I am 13 years old.
Yes, I still want cartoons, but slightly more mature cartoons.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's interesting. So the genre just grows up with the audience.
Yeah.
So every 2 years there's a new thing that's just based around the stereotype of like what 15-year-olds are into or whatever.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's next?
100 Linkin Parks drop into fucking... Or Tetris, I guess. As they mature. Imagine if there was such a thing as a Tetris Battle Royale.
Yeah, we're recording this on a Wednesday, and we just got the word that there's going to be a direct tomorrow.
Yep.
So,
God,
yeah.
I guess we could just take some guesses of what they might reveal.
Yeah, we should. That's worth doing, I guess, just to try and predict. It'll probably sound stupid tomorrow by the time people have heard this and the direct's been out.
Yeah.
But it's worth rolling the dice on the off chance that we're correct about any of it.
Yeah.
Think of how good we'll look.
I guess. Fuck, I guess.
Let's give it a go. I reckon Super Mario Brothers 4.
I reckon they'll announce Metroid Prime 5.
Okay, interesting.
4 got cancelled,
Yeah.
but we already trademarked it and everything, so we can't do it again.
Yes.
5 it is.
Spin-off from Animal Crossing, Pedestrian Crossing.
Oh, okay.
A more sort of slightly woker version.
Instead of collecting bells and building a house, you're just writing listicles all day.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, you just there's a panda because you're pandering to a bunch of woke cunts.
I mean, that's close to one of the most niche things we've ever done on this show. The international audience just being absolutely abandoned on that one.
I think Cameron James will like it, though.
Cam James, if he listened, would enjoy it a lot.
Yes, he's too much of a jock to listen to our podcast, though.
No, it's Thursday. We're recording it on Thursday. I don't want to lie to anybody.
Yeah.
Good improv, Adam.
It would have been hard.
No, it's Thursday.
It would have been hard after you purposefully sabotaged the bit to then continue pretending.
Well, yeah, I mean, we could get into that. Was there other news to get into first?
Not particularly. Activision is sacking a lot of people, laying them off.
Yeah. They've had
yeah.
a big sort of drop lately. Like it seems up the top of that, like the big sort of EAs and Activisions and everything are on such a precipice all the time of their own making, where every single next thing needs to be the biggest fucking hit that there is.
Yep.
So luckily EA had fucking Apex Legends hit so that Anthem will get a little bit of a softer cushion when
Totally.
it flops.
It feels almost like that maybe there was the past game was the one for Anthem, because the Apex Legends seems to be maybe the one that will be cushioning Titanfall 3. Like, they just seem to,
If Titanfall 3 happens at all anymore now that this is like a big... It's great. Like that team as well who made Apex Legends, that's the same group of people who made Modern Warfare 1 and 2.
Right.
Pretty much. Or a lot of them. Like, what a fucking cool thing for them to be able to go like, hey, we kind of like boosted Activision and we came over to EA. Now we fucking boosted them.
Totally.
After a while, we'll go over to, I don't know, fucking Microsoft.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Huh? What do you want from me?
I think
for me to finish my own sentence?
He's really sick, isn't he?
No, this is the healthiest he's sounded all out. This is the most normal he's been. But yeah, it is. It's funny how, like, often on the show...
Funny how?
It's...
Funny like it's here to amuse you?
It's like we started this podcast because we all like games and like talking about them and stuff, but then in the news segment, how often it's just us talking about mass layoffs.
Yeah.
Just such an unfortunate...
Yep, people working unpaid overtime and getting fired for it. Yeah.
And these companies all seem to bloat themselves up so much. It was the same as Telltale, where they go expand. Oh, wait, we fucking did it again.
Yeah.
Shrink.
One thing didn't work, and now the whole cliff has evaporated underneath us.
Totally. There would be people out there who have worked in the video games industry their whole life who have just been absorbed and then jettisoned by over bloating and then shrinking to compensate companies. For their whole lives. It's crazy.
There's a lot of people I know in sort of the States, and like Canada as well, North America, who
like
just...
that girlfriend you keep telling us about? That goes to a different school?
She's real.
You said her name was Banada, right?
Yeah, and she lives in Canada. Who they shift out of the games industry. They go into IT, they go into programming and stuff like that, because at least they have a steady job there.
I really genuinely think that every software manufacturer or every software company should hire someone from the video games industry to design their UIs.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy how bad most of them are.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's just my hot little tip to get you the right hire.
I really believe that the Earth is flat.
Okay.
It's just a big flat, sort of like a disc.
Okay.
And the edge, you just fall off.
Right.
And all this globe stuff is just propaganda from Big Globe, and I don't buy into it at all.
All those big companies manufacturing globes.
Yeah. Globe shoes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all the richest companies in the world are all globe related.
Yes.
Now that you mention it.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, that Nintendo Direct, I watched it earlier today.
I watched it too.
Must be nice, boys.
It was 9 a.m. Melbourne time, which convenient, but I got to say something about the joy of waiting up until 2 a.m. when those things are just absolutely inconvenient our time.
Yes.
I was talking to Andrew Levins last night before we both went to bed, and he's like, I might just pull an all-nighter just for old time's sake, which I do love. It's just so unnecessary.
Totally.
It is better when you've made the conscious decision at some point to go, no, I'm not going to bed.
Yeah.
I'm staying up for this. I'm fucking tomorrow up.
Just drinking a coffee.
To see Kirby.
Just drinking a coffee at 5 a.m. going, Jesus Christ, still 4 more hours. But yeah, so Ben, you haven't watched it, but you have you looked at the updates?
I've skimmed some updates, but pretend that I haven't seen any of it.
Which I'd imagine is a boat that plenty of people are in.
Yeah.
Well, if you're in that boat, lean back and tip it. and start swimming towards us.
Okay.
Because over here on Fun Island,
Help me, boys.
We've got the whole thing. We've seen it all.
Some people probably they're in full health at the moment, so they spend all day at their day job, and then they're currently in a relationship, so it's Valentine's Day, so they've gone straight from work out to a nice romantic dinner. What a bunch of losers that they didn't have the time to watch this presentation 3 times over like some of us in this room. I feel sorry for you folks if you're in that position.
Just to be clear, I think 3 is crazy.
No, I didn't watch it 3. I watched it once and then I went through it again to just write down the order that stuff was in.
Well, let's hear that order. Reversed. No, I wanted it in
that's
real
actually
time. I
that's
wanted
not
it.
hard. I can
Middle
the
out,
bottom
then.
of the list.
Middle out.
Oh, that's a bit more challenging, but still doable. It would be a bit of work, and I don't know if I'm up for it.
No.
All right, so opened with Mario Maker 2.
Exciting. And I did see this. I watched the first 3 minutes or so.
Right.
Okay.
I'm into it. I never owned, obviously, Mario Maker, and I want to own it. I want to make some Marios.
Yep.
Mario Maker's cool as shit. It's one of those ones like Little Big Planet that's better on paper than it is in practice, but it's fucking rad. And
I got
like
bored
it.
of the first one pretty quick. I personally could give or take this being on the Switch, but enough people have been clamoring for it. Anytime there's a direct coming up, the first thing you see is people saying Mario Maker port or whatever. So I think it's cool that they're doing that because people want it. And the fact that it's not a port, the fact that it is a new version that seems to have, just from what they've shown, a bunch of different new stuff in it. And I'm sure that's just the beginning of what we'll eventually see. So the big thing is that it's got the Mario 3D World art style and assets and stuff in it.
Yeah, in a 2D setting.
Yes, yes.
So it's sort of, it looks like the new Super Mario kind of stuff with the catsuit and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the
With
catsuit
Mario's
and the clear
sexy
pipes and
catsuit.
stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
sexy catsuit, did you say?
Huh?
Is that what you...
I'm sick.
I
Ignore
did
me.
hear that as well. actually.
I heard that as well.
Yeah.
That could have been just a bug in your throat.
Huh? But
Look
the
forward to listening back to
huh?
the recording.
The you can make slopes now. You could only make straight lines before.
Oh, really?
Like it's all kind of stuff like that where it's all relatively minor. It's the same basic thing, but Luigi's on the cover now.
Yes.
Good for him.
I like that. I don't know. I like making stuff.
Yeah.
I'm a city builder fan, so I like to make things. I'm gonna make some levels. I also hope that they have improved the search and rankings and
Yes.
categorizations and stuff like
That'd be
that.
That's
Right.
what I was about to say. That's
Yeah.
the one thing that'll make me go from I don't care to pretty excited if they reveal that they've kind of made it so that I don't know if I have that much interest in making levels, but if there's if the user made ones are well categorized and easy to find and find good ones, because the problem with the first one was that all the top rated ones were just these like Rube Goldberg machines where it was like you'd step onto a platform and then the level just goes, and it was cool. It was kind of cool to see once or twice, but then it was like
There's only
I'm
so
not
many.
really playing a game. Like,
Yeah, like the Seinfeld theme with Coopers.
yeah.
Like
Yeah. So if they work on categorizing it where you can just play through and it's like, cool, like I'm playing a cool campaign of just never-ending Mario levels, then I'll be a lot more interested in that. But that is out June they've just said June.
June 2019. Yeah.
Yep.
cool.
so
But that's the
then-
case with a lot of these going forward as well. Is that they are out pretty soon.
Yep. So then the next thing coming out, or the next thing that they showed, was Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which is out in the summer. But that's America, so that's middle of the year.
Yeah.
The winter.
For us, the winter.
Yes.
Which they should put that in the presentation. That voiceover guy should go, coming summer 2019. But if you're one of those crazy arsies,
Yes.
that'll be in your winter.
I was going to say he says it upside down, but that doesn't mean anything.
He turns upside down.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
whole screen flips.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the way that summer is written, if you turn it upside down, it says winter.
Oh, it's a
instead.
special font.
One of those fonts.
Oh, I
that-
love
of
that
those
shit. One of those special fonts.
This game it's not on my radar whatsoever. It looks fine, I guess. I haven't really seen anyone getting too excited about it, but I don't know. I'm sure there's people out there that care.
I never played any of the ones of the original two.
The big selling point was the voiceover guy going, a Marvel game on a Nintendo for the first time in 10 years. It's okay, cool, I guess.
Yeah.
But-
That's your guy's fucking fault.
Yeah.
Then the next thing was Box Boy and Box Girl, which is out April 26 as an eShop game. Knox, have you played any of these?
Nah, they
They're-
look like pretty standard little 2D puzzle platformer things.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really good. I played them on, or at least one of them on the DS. I think they're out on, or the 3DS. Very, very simple art style 2D platformer where you can kind of make these little boxes grow out of your head and kind of make them go in any direction you want, and then they're locked, and you can use that to sort of like hit switches and stuff like that. So it's got this. It's a puzzle platformer with an interesting little mechanic in it.
I love the little box design.
Yeah.
It's very cute.
Yeah.
Four sides, got it all.
Yeah, man. Sometimes 3D.
Oh, how many slides is that? What are we
9?
talking? 6 panels?
Not 6 panels
Yeah,
for a cube?
for a cube. You got what? A dice. It's got 6. That's a cube. There's 6 panels on a dice.
He is correct.
He is correct, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is correct.
Thank you.
I
wasn't silent just then because I was having to like mentally count an image in my head. I was doing other stuff.
Yeah, right. I
Sure,
thought,
yeah.
I was responding to a bunch of Valentine's messages that I got. Yeah, I was busy with that.
Yes.
Who is this? Why did you message me? I don't have your number. Who is this?
$3 off Nando's? Someone at work got a Valentine's text from Nando's.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
$3 off Nando's. Wow. So a small wrap for only $25.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes!
Oh,
That is peri peri spicy.
but yeah, these games were great. They were a bit of a, I guess, sleeper hit on the 3DS or whatever. They're really fun. So I think it's cool that it's coming to a console like this.
New?
a sleeper hit, otherwise
It is-
known as a failure.
Yes, I believe this is new. I believe this
Yeah.
is all new levels.
When is it coming out?
April 26th.
So-
April 26th, yeah.
Right. Spring in America.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
Fall.
Fall is the opposite.
Yes.
But that's in the southern hemisphere, where it's called box lad.
You
Wait,
said-
England's in the northern
You said hemisphere as well.
hemisphere. I was getting ready to say box lad.
Thought you might have been.
Box lad.
Box boy, box girl, isn't it?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Speaking of spring, something that's coming out in the spring, and this was my favourite announcement of the day,
Oh.
an update to the popular video game Super Smash Bros. Ultimate,
Oh, yes.
version 3.0, which they teased by saying, it's coming out. What's going to be in it? Who knows?
Oh.
The end.
Yeah. Really weird.
Thank you, Nintendo.
Why say anything?
You'll just have to wait and see.
It was the most pointless update.
Fuck.
Fuck,
Yeah.
it was good. It looked like they came close to showing what Joker's going to look like in it. Like
To
they
go
had-
right.
from like 48 minutes of
Yes.
describing what every button input does in the game
Every
to
menu.
like, we're never going to tell you what's
Yeah.
happening. This game's going to self-delete later up. Bye. Fuck off.
It was pretty funny. But they showed a tiny little snippet of what Joker kind of looks like
Yeah.
rendered in the game.
He looked very similar to...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's coming in April.
So am I.
So that's cool. You're going to be coming in April.
Dude.
You're prepared to say that now.
30 times.
That's bold.
Interesting. I'm going to go on record and say
One
that
a day
Yeah, I
keeps
guess.
the doctor away,
Yeah.
and I never want to get sick again.
I don't reckon I'm going to bust it all in April. I'm
Yeah.
going to make that prediction right now.
Yeah.
No faprol. Ugh.
Next up, an update for Captain Toad. They've added co-op, and there's a little DLC pack. with
So
a few
how the
new
fuck
levels.
would co-op work in that game?
We work together to
Because it was very single playery. Like
complete a
you'd have
goal.
to. How do you control the camera for one? Because there was a lot of moving the camera around,
Oh yeah.
and like one person's got to be in control of that. And I feel like most of the levels, every sort of thing followed a set kind of progression where you could get stuck in a previous bit. It feels like that's a really tacked on kind of bullshit thing.
I would imagine that it's something like this: the first player is controlling the camera and all that stuff, and then the second player is just kind of there to
Oh yeah.
have a bit of a helping hand. I would
Yeah.
imagine the second player doesn't have that much input.
Because it'd be really cool if there were proper like Portal 2 kind of co-op levels.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah. You
for
have
sure.
to stand over here, and this thing will pop up.
Yeah,
yeah.
That
Yeah.
game would be great for that. But
It'd be very Death Squared.
Totally.
Same sort of, but exact same layout and
Little
everything.
puzzle
yeah.
cube thing with having to do two things at once. But yeah, this is just like a really kind of, to me, the way that it was portrayed, like disappointing way of doing that.
Yeah, I guess I hadn't really thought about how it would work because it's like co-op being added. I don't really care about it. Like I hadn't really thought of the application of it. But the thing that I do think is cool is that they're a little DLC pack with a bunch of new levels in it, which was kind of an unexpected thing for them to put extra stuff in this game. I don't think anyone really thought that was going to happen. So that's kind of cool.
I wonder if it means they were like working on a sequel and went, nah, never mind.
Fuck
and
this.
just put that
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah,
into
yeah.
this one.
So you can buy that DLC now. There's one course is available now, and then March the 14th is the rest of them.
The DLC, and I know that like this is obvious and it doesn't really matter that much. It's a shame you can't buy the DLC for the Wii U version because I have that Wii U version.
Yeah.
And it'd be cool if that game received this DLC as well.
Yeah.
But it's just the Switch version, which is a port anyway, which it's so it's kind of weird that that's the case, but I do get it.
Yeah. Next up, they showed Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. This is the sort of Castlevania influenced platformer.
By the guy who did Symphony of the Night.
Right.
Yeah, right, which I haven't been
Dracula.
following too much about.
Who?
Dracula.
Okay.
Draco.
Yes.
I'm like a 14-year-old goth girl trying to figure out how many different ways you can turn Dracula into a boy's name.
Next up, Dragon Quest Builders 2 is out on
yes.
July 12. I'm very much looking forward to this game. I really enjoyed the original. I don't think they showed off anything that hasn't been shown of it already, but there's like online co-op, bunch of other little improvements to it that will mean nothing if you haven't played. Like you can fly in this one and you can run around a bit quicker and all those kinds of little things.
Because that game's out in Japan now, right?
Yes,
pretty sure-
it is.
yeah, okay.
It is. And then Dragon Quest XI S, which is coming out in the fall. I thought this was really interesting.
It was a really long trailer for it where like this voiceover described the whole story
Yeah.
of just like
Right.
you were a young man and described it like a VHS trailer. Do
And
you
this
know what I
weird
mean?
old man doing the voiceover too.
Yeah, and who sounded fucking like he couldn't give a shit
Yeah.
about it.
Oh, really?
It's like,
Yeah, it was really good.
Dragon Quest XI is one of the longest running series. Who
Yeah.
gives a and then like half of the trailer was the female party members showing up in different outfits and different dragons and old man going like hubba hubba. It was-
God.
They did go pretty deep. So what's
hubba.
weird about this is that they announced that they were going to bring this out on the Switch before it was even called the Switch. Like back when it was just
Yee.
the NX codename thing.
Yeah, right.
They'd said it's going to come out on that.
Right.
So it's out everywhere else. So the Switch is the last to get it, but it's getting a slightly different version. It's getting character-specific stories. You can play it in an 8-bit mode if you want.
which looked really cool.
Yeah, it
You
did look
just
really cool.
Push a button and it goes to like a top-down 8-bit mode.
Yeah, and
And you can play it in that.
Oh, cool. Great. And
Yeah.
it's for Dragon Quest Builders too.
Dragon Quest XI.
Oh,
Ben.
well, I should have been paying more attention.
and the really interesting thing that it has, which was one of the things that people didn't like about it on the PS4 and stuff.
Yeah.
The Switch version is going to have fully orchestrated music.
Oh, yeah, and Japanese voice acting as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that weird, which, by the way, you've said this on the show before. I haven't been able to verify this anywhere. So I don't know if this is an Adam Knox completely made up fact.
Yes.
About why the Dragon Quest games have not fully orchestrated music in the West.
I thought you were going to say the thing about the sun goes around the earth, but yeah. No, yeah, because they can't get like the performance rights.
Yeah, he has.
He has his own orchestra
Yeah.
that he doesn't let other people use.
Yeah.
Is the thing I've heard.
That was the thing I read in reviews of it on the PS4 was like, oh, it's a shame that the music sounds so shitty because you can
Right.
tell it's good arrangements and stuff, but it really lets down the rest of the presentation. So this one is going to have, the full soundtrack, which is a good coup.
Yes.
It's a fucking good
Nintendo.
game too. It's a great one for the Switch as well. Like it's a really good kind of relax game. Mm-hmm. And any of those being on the Switch because it's portable, it's cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That looks Cool.
I just
Really
woke up. How you guys doing?
Next up, I imagine we'll have a lot to say about this. Disney Sum Festival.
I believe it's pronounced Disney's Tsum Tsum Festival.
I believe it's pronounced Cum Cum Festival.
So do you know what these are, Ben?
No.
They're these like little Japanese, they're like kind of Beanie Baby kind of things.
Is that what they are? I thought it was like a pachinko game. Because they're all falling like little blobs in a machine. Isn't that maybe how you get them out of one of the machines in Japan?
I believe they're actual things that you can buy, but then they've made games of them. There's a mobile game of them that's really popular that is like a little matching kind of puzzle game.
Because they were like, it was all kind of little circular chibi Disney characters falling through a tube.
Yeah.
And
so it's got a little... It's a party game, so it's kind of like a Mario Party style thing of like all these little mini games using these little weird sort of versions of Disney characters.
Right.
And it's then got a version in it of like this mobile game that I think is pretty popular.
Yeah, they're tiny little... Oh, sorry. They're tiny little fucking plush things.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you buy, like, the little capsule things you buy in a little vending machine.
One of the little crank things.
Vending machine.
That you crank them out like a gumball machine.
Yeah, a vending machine.
No, but a crank one's different to a vending machine. A vending machine implies buttons and a drop. But that's a Skrillex song that you're thinking of. Now, for goodness sake, let me describe this vertical switch.
Yeah.
You play it vertically with the switch tilted by 90 degrees.
That's cool.
Yeah. Don't know what it is still, but hey, it's not for me.
Yep. Next up, some DLC.
I would say it's not a must. Now think about what I've done with the spelling there.
Oh. It's
Ladies
backwards.
and gentlemen, the backwards man.
It's. I thought it was summer, but it's winter, baby.
It's Box Lad down here for some reason.
Next up, some DLC for Starlink Battle for Atlas that is just all focused on the Star Fox characters.
Someday I'd like to play that game.
Me too. Yeah, I meant to jump on it. It was on sale recently, like on the eShop.
Oh, fuck,
for
yeah.
like $40 or something.
Oh.
Yeah. And I forgot to get it.
The one thing that resonated with people seemingly about that game as well was the Star Fox
Yes.
tie-in.
Yes.
So good for them.
So now that there's a whole extra thing in it, I'm like, I think I've got to go in now.
Star Wolf. I always liked Star Wolf.
He's good, the Wolf Star.
Yeah, he is. Honestly, I wish there was some sort of medicine that I could take that would make this go away.
You just have to ask me to leave, man.
Next up, Rune Factory 4 Special. Do you know anything about this series, Adam?
I know that it's kind of like Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
Type of like farming Harvest Moon stuff. I'm pretty sure the Harvest Moon people were involved in making it.
Right.
But
Right,
it's
'cause-
more like anime fantasy type version.
So this is Rune Factory 4 Special is coming out this year, and it's a remaster of that game from I don't know what era that is. But then at the end they go, and Rune Factory 5 is being worked on now.
Okay.
And that they sort of delivered that with a bit of like, strap yourselves in, boys.
Right.
I've never heard of this franchise in my life.
No, neither.
I'd be interested to hear from anyone who is listening who is who's played these series before, because I know nothing about it, and I had never heard of it until today.
Well, it's Harvest Moon.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Well, I mean, if anyone else wants to weigh in and let us know,
I'm not even going to Google it.
any kind of more reputable
I'm
source on
going
this
to.
one.
Harvest Moon.
Oninaki is a game that's coming out in summer, made by Square Enix.
Basically, fried up coleslaw. Okonomiyaki.
Yeah,
Oninaki. I said a word that sounds sort of
some of the
different.
letters are the same.
I'm going to let you take the next three.
Is that medicine on the way? 'Cause
It's the I Am Setsuna team, I believe. This is the one I'm least interested in, probably.
Oh.
Even after the fucking Disney beanbag thing.
right. Okay.
They showed a bit more of the Yoshi Crafted World, and there's a demo up now on the eShop.
So that'd be good to dig into and talk about, wouldn't it?
Maybe next week.
Well, yeah.
Maybe next week we'll be able to dig in and talk about that.
I mean, if you say so, I'd love to talk about it now. But
Hey, will you feel free to talk about it?
Well, I played the demo. I can talk about that.
okay.
It's cool. I think this game looks good. The stuff they showed off from it, it looks more and more interesting each time they show it off. It's got some little racing bits in it. It's got some big robot shit in it. It looks cool. It looks fun.
Excellent.
Yeah. And then the thing that they were sort of saying they would devote a lot of time to, Fire Emblem Three Houses, which is out on July 26. Did you see any of this, Ben?
No, I did not.
Did you? Yeah, you saw this, Knox?
Yeah, I really tuned out during the Fire Emblem section, though.
Right.
There's something about Fire Emblem that really just makes me go. It's because they were like the Knights of Kalimdor were gracing the battlefields of Grenschnans.
I feel that about kind of anything fantasy based, where it's
Totally.
like anytime they say the name of the town or the
and they listed
region.
like 10 of them at the start, like the Church of Sunstress had the fucking whatever.
But anytime I hear those in a new thing, I go, I swear to God, there's just 4 names for these things that just get rotated through every fantasy series.
Yeah.
Like every name of a thing sounds like I'm sure I've heard that before in Game of Thrones or in,
Ah, Raylan. What are you doing here, young man?
Welcome to Candor.
But yeah, this looks really good. I think I've been playing Fire Emblem recently for the first time.
Yeah.
And the idea of having a more kind of fully fledged one than what's on the handheld, which is already pretty deep. I think the style looks great. Again, a lot of deep dives on menus and stuff like that. But I think this is going to be a big game. I think this is going to be I'm looking forward to it.
Nice.
Yeah. Yep. Then we had Tetris 99, which is out right now and it's free, and it's Battle Royale Tetris.
So you have a screen in the center, which is your Tetris field, and then you can see 98 other Tetris players all lined up down the sides, playing their Tetris games in real time.
Oh, fuck, that's a lot of Tetris.
Dude, that is what is 99 times 4? Hold on.
Slightly less than 400.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I want to be exact.
396.
And I'm an idiot.
That makes sense to me.
396, huh? Mm-hmm. Now, what is that?
Yes.
But tet doesn't mean quad, does it? Tet does mean 4.
5.
Tet'd be 4.
I don't know. And I also don't care.
Well, so how did
I have no investment in whatever this stupid bit is.
you
We
don't know what's going on. We can help you. You got to meet us halfway.
Multiply my interest times 0 and you will have
polytris. I was trying to figure out the word that like would be if it's like dodecahedrous, but that'd be like 12 tris. What's that but for 396? And if I don't find out, I'm going to die.
Well, I guess you'll never know.
Can't win them all. Yoshi looks fun.
How do they decide whose blocks are coming to your blocks?
Huh?
What?
With this Tetris, it's
Isn't
all
it just time-based?
multiplayer Tetris, right?
No, so I've played a bit of it today, and I'd
rather speculate for another 15 minutes.
There's an element to it that I can't quite work out, where you're using the D-pad to play the actual Tetris, to move the blocks around. Then with the sticks, you have commands that you can assign, and you can also then select one of your competitors' screens.
Yeah, right.
From on the side.
Right.
So using the left stick, you'll sort of choose who of the other 98 you want to select, and then using the right stick, you can choose between, I think it's like whether to focus on people who are attacking you or just do it at random. I haven't been able to quite work out exactly how that works. I think there's another level of strategy in not just focusing on your game of Tetris, but also like strategically looking at how everyone else is going and going, right, well, I'm going to, I think it's that thing where when you get a lot of lines in a row, it dumps shit on another player. You can strategically work out who you're going to assign that stuff to.
Okay.
And it will tell you who's lined up to pick on you.
Right.
So it'll kind of draw a line from their thing, and it'll say, watch out, because there's stuff coming from this person.
That's cool. I actually like that a lot.
You can pretty easily get by just ignoring that and going, fuck it, I'm just going to play my game of it and just worry about doing as well in that as I can. It's really fun.
Yeah, it sounds really interesting.
It's really, really fun. It's I've never cared about Battle Royale stuff before, but this is a version of it that I'm totally into.
Oh, that's cool.
You just sit and there is a bit of a, I get it. I get the thrill of getting to the end and being like, you were 54th. It's like, oh, cool. Okay. Like you have like your own personal record that you're constantly trying to, and there is a thrill in feeling like you're doing pretty well and then looking down at your current place and going like, fuck, I'm doing all right. I might win this one.
Right.
It's good. It's a very simplistic little title. Like you go in and there's not much to it. It's just like you play it and that's it.
Yeah.
Like there's not much tweaking to be done. There's no other modes. It's just play this and that's it. And the presentation is very simple, but it's a good version of Tetris, and it's great. It's really fun.
Awesome.
So this is a Tetris game, and this is a Battle Royale game. Can I make the L block floss? Is that possible if I win?
I guess you could, if you can do that by controlling it.
Yeah, I guess you could just jerk it back and forth and twist it.
Yeah.
And that would kind of look like flossing.
Yeah.
I want to steal my dad's credit card and pay money to dress the square up like it's in a fucking mariachi band or whatever people do in Fortnite.
Yes.
But this is this is free if you have, you have to play it online. So it's free if you have the online service,
Right.
which this is kind of a classic Nintendo move where they botch something pretty horrendously and then eventually they get around to getting it right. Like this should have launched with the online service.
Absolutely,
Like
yeah.
this is such a no-brainer. And I wonder if this has been hastily kind of put together of like, fuck, there is no reason for anyone to have this thing. Well, this is something that'll hook people in.
Yeah.
Maybe. But yeah, it's cool. It's really cool.
And it might just about hook me in.
Yeah.
Because I still have not gone in on the online service.
I think you'd like it.
Yeah, it sounds like I would.
Yeah.
Oh, man, what do I do? Do I crumble? Do I bow down to Nintendo's manipulation? Yes.
Tri-hundred sextress? No. Tri-hundred ninty sextress. It's definitely not that.
He's still going.
He's
with
still
it.
trying.
I tried to look for a website where you could type in a number and it'd give you the thing.
The Tetris version.
I couldn't think of what to type it, or like just I don't even know what that term is for like quad and quintuple.
Oh.
What is that called? Like
See, it's
wording
he's
a number?
trying to polish a turd, but
Yeah.
the fumes from the cleaning solution are making him go loopy.
Yes. They're rotting his brain.
Try to polish a turd just by licking it clean.
It's cleaner now. Your face just covered in shit. I fixed it. Next up, we had a game that I think looks terrible called Dead by Daylight.
Oh man, that thing looked
It
fucked.
looks like a piece of shit.
Yeah, it looked
What
like
is this?
What
like
is
an
this?
unfinished PS2 game.
It looks so bad. It's not a bad concept. It's like you're either playing as a killer or as a bunch of teens trying to escape the killer.
Which was that Friday the 13th
Yes.
game.
Yes.
And there's like a number, it's like Evolve and all those ones that are sort of that asynchronous multiplayer.
Yes.
Yeah, same premise, and it's a cool idea, but it looked horrible. It really did look like a PS2 game.
But like a fucked one as well.
Yeah, really patchy textures and really drab. Like it looked.
Oh, this looks shit.
awful.
Yeah.
Like bad Quake or something.
It looked so bad. I don't know why it was in there.
I like some sort of money changing hands situation.
Yeah,
Why
maybe.
that does not have that little Nintendo seal of quality.
No.
Yeah,
No.
terrible.
But they gave it as much gusto as all the other ones. That voiceover guy was like, "Dead by Daylight, hooray! This fucking pile of trash."
Yeah. Then we had Deltarune is coming out.
What is that?
It's
I don't even remember this
It's
one.
the follow-up to Undertale. It's the
Yes.
Undertale guy.
Oh right,
Is it
Whatever.
free?
yeah.
It's coming out in chapters. So chapter 1 is free.
Right.
Out on the 28th of Feb.
I think I
but then-
downloaded it on Mac for free. I think
Yeah.
I have this game.
Yeah.
I should play it.
I liked Undertale, but not enough to. I didn't do any of the other playthroughs that
Yeah.
you're meant to do, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I liked it when I was playing it, but I don't know that I liked it enough to want to put the time into this.
Well, I hated it.
Yeah.
So I'm still
It's
curious.
funny that you're going to play it and I'm not.
Yeah.
When I actually liked it.
Well, yeah, I'm curious. It's such At least the guy or girl who made these games at least swings for the fences.
Toby Fox.
Toby Fox. And I will say what's cool about this is that he very clearly inspired by Earthbound in making Undertale. He's clearly a big Nintendo fan. And
To the
fact
point where
that-
you could even say it's basically a rip-off of it.
Yeah, yeah, in a lot of ways. I think it's like he had clearly gotten to like make the trail like like it kind of broke out of the sort of presentation style that they're using for all the other stuff in this, and it had his own little graphics and stuff in it.
Right.
So
It did.
pretty cool that he's like this huge fan that now he's like getting to like work alongside them. Is
I
pretty
would
neat
say
to
that
see.
it did that in a very kind of lame way, though.
I didn't love it.
I thought it was quite unfunny.
Yes.
Did it
I agree.
speak directly to the camera?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was like...
Big Short style, yeah.
We
A
can...
bad
We
thing.
can
Yeah. Like a bad thing, like Big Short. Yeah.
no, Big Short
to
is
get that on record.
good. The Big Short is good.
You just said that Big Short was bad.
I
So-
have never said anything like that. If anything, I've said multiple times The Big Short is good and stick by that.
Yeah, but you're delirious right now.
There's
Yeah.
nothing in that. Yeah, I'm delirious in the sense that,
You said that
Eddie
looking down
Murphy's
the-
Delirious was one of his most successful pieces of
interesting.
work.
It is now
Some-
extremely
And
offensive.
whether or not it holds up,
No, you said looking down the camera and explaining things was bad, and then
that is not what I said. And do not look down the microphone and try and make that the narrative of this.
Knox, I'm looking directly at you and explaining you something.
And
Why
I'm
don't you
avoiding eye
completely
contact.
agree with it.
Is this our longest running bit?
Oh, it might be.
This would be in the first handful of episodes.
It's just a fact that The Big Short is good. It's not a bit.
bad.
There's no
The
bit.
fact is that it's bad.
I'll tell you, I love that comedy bit that Goodfellas is a good movie. What a funny bit.
Funny how.
It is a good movie.
Yeah.
Then we had some news about Damon Ex Machina, which they showed off at E3. There's a demo that's out now, and the way they're doing the demo is they're sort of the director of it kind of came onto the screen and he sort of said, "Look, we're still fine tuning it. We've kind of got this like test run of it, and they're going to be contacting people who they can see through their account have downloaded it to get feedback on."
Right.
Sort of like what they did with Octopath Traveler. They did
yeah.
a demo of that, and then they did a survey about what people like and what people don't like about it. So I played a bit of it today, and I'm glad that they've just said that this is a prototype, because I don't think it is very great so far.
Right.
What is it?
I was really looking forward to it after seeing it at E3. I thought it looked really, really cool.
You were.
Yeah, I've been really looking forward to it. It's a mech game, so it's like you're flying around shooting things, and I can't quite tell what it is about it, but it just doesn't feel very satisfying.
Good thing
yet.
they're going to be contacting you for feedback
Yeah.
then.
Man,
Can't tell you what it is, but I don't like it.
it
Love Ben to the Big Short director team. Adam McKay and there's probably a million of them. A mullion of them.
Yeah, wow. The director team. There's famously one director.
Yeah, but they've got support.
That's true.
It's a little bit like what I was saying about Kingdom Hearts, where the combat doesn't have a feeling of weight to it.
Right.
Like when you shoot something down, you don't feel like, fuck yeah, I took it down. Just the bullet just kind of, it all feels a bit, and it's dumb to say floaty because you are literally floating
Yes.
and flying, but and it's also at the moment it's fucking very laggy. I played it on the TV.
Oh.
The training mission was fine, and then I got into one where these big giant things turn up, and it looks very cool. It looks impressive, but it slowed right down.
Fuck.
So yes, based on what it is now, I am not very confident. But the fact that they're welcoming feedback and they have said this isn't like a demo, it's like it's a test. It's kind of a test run. Like they're wanting to improve it based on what people have said. I'm holding out hope, but yeah, I didn't love
Does
it.
it look good, like design wise?
I think design-wise, it's
Yeah.
pretty cool. I mean, it's pretty by-the-numbers kind of mech stuff. It's not anything that you haven't seen before in Neon Genesis or anything like that. But it's cool wastelandy kind of stuff, and you're flying around. It should be great. It's like flying around shooting stuff.
Yeah.
It should be a home run. But
Well, yeah, fingers crossed that they improve it.
yeah. Then we have Grid Autosport is coming out in the summer.
That looked old.
Yeah.
The footage of that, it is old. It's like a 9-year-old game or something. It's like a PS3 game.
Right.
It sounds like a sidekick in a cartoon. My name's Grid Autosport.
Yeah, and he's going to run off the road real early. Yeah, it just looked like
It's one of those like realistic kind of racing sim kind of things.
It was me too, Gran Turismo thing.
Right,
And
okay.
it is now a 10-year-old one of those.
Already something that I wasn't into, but it's hard to take anything seriously when down the bottom there's a thing saying developed by Feral Interactive.
Oh.
It's like,
Whoa.
what a shit company name.
Ferals have moved from TV to video game
In conjunction
development.
with John C. Reilly Entertainment, Feral Interactive has worked.
Very, very
Other
good.
Feral.
Yes.
All right,
The
Adam.
Ferrelly brothers.
I don't think anyone would have heard of Will Ferrell. Everyone knows about the Ferrells.
Yeah.
The Australian kids TV show.
Any international listeners, look up the Ferals on
Yes.
YouTube.
It was great.
Great
With
show.
Radis the rat, Modigliana
Diana
the
the
cat.
cat.
They discovered fame and fortune and they're never going back. That's actually Feral TV.
That is Feral TV, yes. The Ferrells, it's the Ferrells for you, Ferrells.
The fact that they were just like, yep, well, that's the Ferals for you. Ferals will be Ferals.
All right, Adam, strap in. Coming this spring, Hellblade. Senua? Senua's Sacrifice. Suffer and Succotash. Senua's Sacrifice.
Great.
Okay.
Good game.
It's a poor game.
Everyone loves it.
I bet you hate it now that it's on Switch.
Yeah, I do.
You and I are the inverse. I love stuff just because it's on there. You hate it just because it's on there.
I've got a follow-up on that. Let's put a pin
okay.
in
Put
that
a pin
as
in
a
it.
concept and we'll come back to it.
Then they very quickly race to a bunch of things that are out pretty soon. Mortal Kombat 11 on April the 23rd. Unravel 2 on March the 22nd. Little kind of yarn characters.
Yep.
Assassin's Creed 3 remastered. May
Oh, that
21.
looked rough.
The bad,
It did look rough.
It's the bad Assassin's Creed.
Is it really?
as well.
I was wanting to ask you guys
It's-
that. Yeah.
Because Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood and Revelations were great, and then 3 was the follow-up. Like, that was a little trilogy, same world, same characters. 3, the controls are awful, the story was bland, the main character was shitty, everything about it sucks. It moved away from big, well-designed cities to, like, small rural settlements. Like, everything about it was dumb, and
This is another one that just looked laggy. It
Right.
looked
Yeah, it looked
really
fucked.
choppy.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's a really weird one to remaster.
Does anyone care? I guess this is just one that, like...
Well, to do that on it, so if it was like the Assassin's Creed original games and it was like all 5 from
Yeah.
the 360, like, okay, cool.
This just reeks of a thing that, like, someone's nephew will get given. You know what I mean? And auntie just like, that looks like the sort of thing he'd like.
Yep, spot on.
Final Fantasy VII out March 26. Yep.
Apparently this and 9 as well, right?
So 9 is out now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, 9.
Okay.
They put 9 up today, straight after it.
Is
9 good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've started playing 9 on the PlayStation 4 and I'm struggling to get into it.
Right.
It looks shitty to me.
It's a PS1 game.
Yeah.
It does look...
But in a way that 7 and 8 don't to me. Like there are more stark differences between like the character models and the backgrounds and stuff. Like it could be the PS4
I think that would be
version.
part of it for sure. Because having that weird high resolution on the characters and then the backgrounds look like that sort of like
Pre-rendered kind of
JPEG-y
thing.
looking kind of...
Yeah.
I did notice that even just watching the trailer of it. I was like, this looks weird.
Okay, because I was going to say, has anything been done to them? But apparently not. They're
Yeah.
just-
So with 9, I read somewhere once that they had everything made in quite high resolution and were thinking of taking that or something. But those games were made so specifically to get around the hardware of the time that I think any version of them outside of the originals looks really weird.
Yeah, I agree.
And that Chocobo game.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever that is. That's out on March 20. Then a
320, bruh.
a new game called Astral Chain.
Oh yeah.
Did you see anything about this,
No,
Ben?
I've seen it mentioned. I haven't seen anything of it.
This
though.
looked cool. It was
This
platinum.
looked so this has kind of replaced Damon X Machina for me. Do you know what I mean? This is kind
This
of
will
like
be the
what,
next disappointing
Yeah,
thing.
this will be the next disappointing thing. Yeah.
Right.
I think this looks sick, and this is a good team behind it too. It's the someone who worked on Nier Autonoma, I think, is a designer or
Yeah.
Right.
It's
Platinum Games.
Platinum Games. the main guy from Bayonetta. So yeah, this is out August 30. This actually has a proper date as well. And
Cyberpunk anime cops. It looked like the two of them had to do stuff at the same time. They both talked at the same time in the trailer. They were both
That would be really annoying.
It's me,
if
the
that was
cop.
happening.
It would if they weren't actually saying the same thing.
Podcast, the video game.
And they like did all this sort of anime charging up to become like super cops. And then it looks like it's one of those platinum style combat games.
Yeah, I think it looks really
be cool, yeah.
Little robot dog thingy that you have.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it looks fucking great.
Awesome.
They also mentioned that just gave it because it was kind of that weird thing where they're like, oh, and the Bayonetta dude, and then obviously predicting that people would go, well, hang on, what the fuck's happening with Bayonetta 3? Then the guy's like, and also, yeah, they're working on it and it's coming along quite well.
Right.
Like, felt like they had to wedge that in. And then...
To witch that in, Bayonetta is a witch.
Yes. Yes.
Good on you for wedging in that little addition.
Witching it in.
All right, let's just continue with that.
Then one final thing.
One final witch.
I think he's getting better.
Yeah. Link's Awakening.
Yes.
Was this the last bit?
This is the last thing.
Yeah, right.
That they showed off.
I saw a clip of this outside of the direct. I think it just came up on Twitter. It looks cool.
Yeah, it looks fucking awesome.
It looks great.
This is a port of an old Game Boy game. And yeah, they've redone it in this. It looks like a little kind of toy set, like a little miniature sort of like diorama, like the shadows that they cast as well really looks like it's really miniature and that the sun is really, really high above it.
Yeah.
It looks great.
Yeah,
it looks really, really great.
I love how it looks. I don't know how it plays, but
the original was great. Well, I played Link's Awakening Dix on the Game Boy Color, and sorry, DX, and it was really good.
It's
awesome.
It was back when Zelda didn't know what it was. It was like.
Right.
I think it came out just after A Link to the Past. So it was sort of like another version of that, but also kind of weird. It had some like odd Mario stuff in it. There were like Goombas.
Yeah, there's a character in it who just is Mario. There's like a little villager who's in a house and it's just literally Mario.
Hell yeah. I love Mario.
And Chain Chomps are in it. Yeah. It started, the plan originally was for it to be a Game Boy port of A Link to the Past from the Super Nintendo. Right. And they started doing it and went, we are fucking kidding ourselves. We cannot pull this off.
Right.
Which is why it then turned into like a weird, it's kind of a bit like the Mario Game Boy games where it's sort of a whole different, like it's not in Hyrule, you're on a little island that you get washed up on. But it's, I remember it being really good. I haven't played it in ages. This new style looks great. There is part of me where I think like I kind of wish it was something new in that style instead of a port. But
100% agreed with you that if this was a new Zelda game and looked like this, I would be fucking about 30% more excited.
Yeah, but it's been so long since I've played it that I don't mind too much. And it is really interesting what people's tolerance for ports and remasters is, where I haven't seen, and I had a little look through Twitter and stuff as well, I haven't really seen anyone crying foul that this is a port of a 25-year-old game. I think that's the trick, is like if it's too recent, then people are like, oh, come on, we played that 2 years ago. But when it's that far back into the archives, that then you're tapping into the nostalgia. Like I've seen so many people go, this was the first Game Boy game I had. It's the first video game I remember playing.
Yes.
This new style looks sick. I fucking can't wait.
And there haven't been 20 versions of it.
Yes.
It's kind of been that and that's it. And it's when like, okay, Resident Evil 4, fuck off.
Yeah.
You know, that is too much. But this like, hey, you cute little toys.
Yeah.
Get in my belly. I need to go to bed.
Well, I never played this, so it's new to me.
Yep.
And it looks sick.
Yeah.
Like Adam. It looks sick.
And having just played A Link Between Worlds on the 3DS and sort of gone back in on the top-down Zelda again and remembering how fun those are and how good the dungeons are and stuff like that. Yeah, I think this was a good direct. There's some stuff in there that I'm really keen on. They showed a bunch of new stuff that we didn't know about that's coming out this year. And that's without even touching on Pokemon, Luigi's Mansion, Animal Crossing, which they are saying are also all out this year.
Which will probably be their like E3 focus.
Yeah.
Because this was probably pretty smart that all this stuff, it's never really going to fly at E3. No one's going to go like, oh, cops who speak at the same time. Well, E3.
Yeah.
Yep.
You've done it again, Nintendo. But like Mario Maker 2 being announced,
Yeah.
that's surprising.
Yeah.
And it's cool.
I think the formula that they've worked out that I think is really cool with these directs now is where they open with a surprise, like the intro bit will be a weird little movie that just kicks off with a little trailer, and then a good surprise at the very end. Like they bookend them with stuff that, you know, sometimes the stuff in between is like, but you at least get these cool little.
I forget his name. What's the guy who's doing them now's name?
The voiceover or the Japanese?
The Japanese guy, the Nintendo guy.
Yeah, I forget his name.
I like him checking in every few games and be like, you having fun? You comfortable?
Yeah.
Take a seat. You want to get a glass of water? Okay, let's go into some more.
Yeah.
And he'll click it again. Like, he just shows up. He doesn't even say anything. He's like, pretty cool, huh? Yeah. You like that? We got more. Okay, let's keep going.
Yeah, there's one point where he's like, yeah, what do you think of all those games?
Yeah. Like, he's not allowed to know.
Nintendo.
Yeah, so that's it. That's the direct from today. Ben, what are your thoughts having heard that just relayed to you through audio?
It's good. It's made me a bit more interested in the Switch. I've been picking it up again lately for reasons I will go into, but may include playing video games. May not. Who knows?
YouTube.com.
Yeah. Hulu's on there now, boys. I've been watching Mission Hill.
I'm pumped to get Mario Maker 2.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely into that. I want to play the Link game, and this Cyber Cops sound great. I'm
Yeah.
all for it.
Well, that's good. It's good Ben's not against it. I tell you what I'm not against.
Yes.
Playing games on the Switch either. And I've been doing a little bit of that
Okay.
last couple of days.
Yeah?
I've been like, you know, when you can't look at a screen,
Yes.
sick. That's what I've been. So I haven't been doing heaps of game stuff.
If
but
you're about to review the fucking Sudoku in the newspaper, I swear to God.
let me introduce you to a little cat by the name of Garfield. Now, you might think a cat would be happy whatever day of the week it was.
Yeah.
Well, this cat's got a bit of a twisted take on what it means to be alive in the 90s. I've been playing Super One More Jump. So
Okay.
this is something that was up on the eShop. It was like $8. I thought, hey, I don't know what this is. I'm going to have one more jump into the abyss and have a look. So it turns out it's made by the people who made Death Squared, which is a game
yep.
we all liked.
Yes.
Yep.
They're from Melbourne.
Yep.
And it's fucking fun as shit.
Cool.
It's like a pretty straightforward kind of platforming game. You only use the one button. So you're like automatically running on these platforms where there's kind of one surface that you'll stick to and one that you'll die if you hit.
Oh.
So it's
okay.
kind of gravity, like you jump up and you get stuck on the top one. If you jump and kind of come off the edge, you'll gravity back around on the axis like a little like a planet. Gravity.
Yeah, you said gravity 8 times.
Yeah, I was just trying to get across. Listen, it's gravity.
Okay. An apple falls on your head, hits you, and you go, gravity.
Now you're getting it.
Yes.
You play a little box with a smiley face, so there's like a million other little things you can change your guy to.
Oh, this looks cool. I'm
Okay.
looking it up.
Yeah. So you jump and there's little jewels on the level that make it a little bit more difficult to get through. You can use those jewels to buy new little art things to have the levels look like. Pretty straightforward. Nothing too like reinventing the wheel or anything. Like there's been a million. Hey, it's quite a difficult platformer where you jump between these different gravity puzzles.
Yep.
But this is a nice one.
Cool.
Awesome.
Ben, what do you got?
Got a... no, actually, I'll save that for the Patreon. I've been playing a game.
Bev just put his dick back away.
That's only for the paying customers. I've been playing a little game called Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus
Oh, shit.
on Nintendo Switch.
Now,
Interesting.
how did they cram such a game onto that little bastard?
Poorly. It looks like shit.
Right.
It is. I was so disappointed, and it's my fault for not really looking at videos of the port. It looks bad. It is low texture. It runs fine,
Right.
but it looks
Which
like
I guess
shit.
that's the way you've got to go if you've got to make that decision.
Absolutely,
Yep.
that's completely understandable. And if you're going to release it on the Switch, I'm glad that they didn't fuck that aspect of it up.
Yeah.
But they fucked up the other aspect of it, which, considering this game was poorly reviewed mechanically and gameplay wise, but was positively reviewed in terms of its story and dialogue, I've fucked up here. I've
Yeah.
got the wrong version.
Yeah.
And
Are
I'm probably not going to keep playing this
Are you
version.
playing it on the TV
Yeah.
or on the handheld?
I'm playing it on the TV.
Maybe
yeah.
worth switching to handheld and seeing if that fixes it up a little.
Well, due to my
Basically, I'm saying, why don't you squint?
Yeah.
Maybe that'll
totally.
fix it.
Yeah, it'll look better from far away, like an impressionist painting.
Yeah.
My Pro Controller ran out of battery, so I was playing it on the nunchucky grip, and it's fucked. I actually think my nunchucks might be bad. My Joy-Con, sorry, not nunchuck. That was the Wii.
Yeah.
I think they might need replacing because the joysticks are so jerky and imprecise, and the button inputs don't work half the
Right.
time. So I would be hesitant to play it in handheld mode as well, basically.
Oh, because they only connect through Bluetooth all of the time, don't they? Yeah, right.
So yeah, it's a disappointing experience. It's my fault for not.
Yeah, why did you
seeing-
get it instead of getting it on PS4?
I got a discount
Okay.
through a listener
Right.
whom must remain nameless because of where they work and the legitimacy of the discount.
For the
Well, what's
for
this
the-
letter from Gregory Wolfenstein sitting on your table?
Yeah, do they work for the Nazi Party?
Yes. Yes. But yeah.
They're just getting out. They've never played Wolfenstein. They're like, well,
And
it's
for
got Nazis in it.
yeah,
might
for
be.
some reason they
Yeah.
get a discount on this thing where you have to go around killing them.
Yeah. It's like a family.
Look, fair's fair. We're gunning you down in this game, boys. Only right that we pass some kind of savings onto you.
But yeah, fuck. It's no good on the Switch. I mean, so I saw like the intro cinematics and all of that stuff. I'm loving it. I think it's one of the better written starts of a game I've played.
Yep.
I'm really impressed with that stuff, and I probably will just rebuy it on the PlayStation 4.
Banging
Interesting.
through it on easy was really fun.
Yeah.
Actually trying to play it as a game sucked. I hated everything about the shooting and the level design.
I was very skeptical of taking that advice because you did say that.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I might as well just watch a playthrough. But
Kinda.
I kind of was enjoying it, playing it.
Looking around and just holding down the shoot button doesn't detract from the movie that is the fun part of it.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a disappointing way to reconnect with my Switch, which has lain dormant aside from me playing fitness boxing on it every night.
Well,
Yeah.
seeing those fucked videos of like Daylight Death, whatever
Yeah.
it's called, and like Grid and Assassin's Creed, I wonder how Mortal Kombat 11 and stuff like that that's coming out now in parallel on the Switch will end up.
Yeah. It looked... Oh, they didn't really show that much of it, I guess.
No.
It looked okay, but I think it was just a cinematic that they showed.
Well, yeah, actually the cinematics in Wolfenstein 2 look fine because
Yeah.
they don't have to compress them.
.avi is pretty good looking.
Yeah, so that's something to be aware of. Buyers beware.
Yeah.
You're in for a scare.
Well, I think that's just about all the time we have for this week. I will say I don't really get into doing predictions for the Nintendo Direct. I think they're best when they kind of throw something out of left field and surprise you, which they did with this one. Really, the only thing I was hoping for is that I have some periods of long flying coming up in this year, and I was just hoping that something big would be coming out right before those flights.
Yeah.
And brother, I am disappointed.
Oh yeah, fuck.
If what's keeping you hanging on the Switch is for it to have a pretty regular release schedule of big games, then you can point a big middle finger right at your own face because it ain't going to happen for you.
I don't know that I have to flip myself off.
I think you have to.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Speaking of which, if I may be so crass as to plug something.
Yes.
Speaking of flights that I have coming up. So I am going to the UK, specifically London.
London.
London, England.
London, England.
It's called Box Lad over here.
To go and have it large. I am going over there to do a couple of live shows of the other podcasts that I do, and what I am interested in knowing is: are there any London filth that don't listen to that podcast and
Right.
so aren't going to those shows that would come to me putting on my solo show there.
Oh yeah,
One night.
That's a great idea.
So if there's enough of you that want to come to that, I'll do it. I'll put it on. But I kind of need to know that there's enough different people that aren't going to be at that other thing.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Ben
Because
and
we're
I
already doing- yeah.
will not be in England either.
No,
Yeah.
we will not.
So it'd just be me doing my solo show. Would you come? It'd be, I guess, on the 6th or 7th of May, around that weekend. So let me know if you're there, if you would come, and what date you would think would be best, and
Yeah.
I'll try and work it out if I can.
From what I can tell from our downloads and stuff, there's a lot of listeners to this podcast in the UK.
There are.
There's quite
Yeah,
a lot.
yeah.
I met some when I was over there last year. Yeah, it was cool.
Well, yeah, let me know, guys, because I'd love to put something on if there's enough people there to do it. We have got our live show coming up
I was going to
here
say,
in Melbourne.
Speaking of crass plugs, that is selling. It's like 80% sold out. If
Great.
you want to come, jump on. People, I'm sure, will be trying to buy tickets on the night. There's a limited capacity, so yeah, if you want to come, buy tickets.
Yeah, Feb 23.
Yes.
Saturday. We've had a couple of questions about this.
Yeah.
That we're doing stand up before it, and the show it starts at 7, and that's the whole thing starts at 7.
Yes.
So some people going, when you've said you're doing stand up before it, and the ticket says it starts at 7. So does that mean the podcast starts at 7, and then the stand up is a couple of hours before that at some unspecified time?
Yeah.
No, the thing that we're selling the ticket to is when it all starts.
Yeah.
You do sometimes get like concert tickets that say like 10:45 for this, but like, oh, there's 2 bands on before it.
Really?
No,
I've
Do you
never
not?
experienced
I don't go to
that.
heaps of music things.
I've never experienced
that never
that.
happens.
I
Yeah.
got one ticket printed out on a sheet of toilet paper
Okay.
that said that.
Okay,
And by printed out, I mean crayoned out. By crayoned out, I mean I shat on.
You
There
did
we
a
go.
shitty, yeah,
There we
you
go.
I picked up shitty toilet paper and went, I'm going to YouTube.
but yeah, 7 p.m. Us doing stand up. Chimp Cop doing some sketches.
Yes.
and then big live potty. We're gonna be fucking around.
Yep.
We're gonna be doing it up.
From what I know, there's nothing in there after us, so
Oh, cool.
we can run over a little bit. We'll definitely be having drinks afterwards. It's a Saturday night.
There's a
and
projector there too. Should we try and play something?
we could try and play something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
see.
Well, we'll work it out.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Sounds
looking
like a no from Adam.
thanks to everyone who's bought a ticket, and we'll see you there. We have the Patreon, which you can subscribe to. $10 a month, you get a second episode every week.
Yeah.
Our comedy festival shows are on sale.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
We've got me doing stand-up. We've got Adam doing stand-up. We've got Chimp Cop. So comedyfestival.com.au. The whole thing has just gone live.
Yeah.
Come down and check us out. That's it. That's all we got to plug. Filthycasuals.com.au for the links to the socials and the Bandcamp episodes and everything we've mentioned herein. Thanks for listening. And as we say here at the end of every episode of Filthy Casuals,
How you doing? You enjoying the episode so far? Having a good time? All right. Here's Mario Maker.